Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Women's Cave. Yes, Winona has shared her cold with me, so we both have cold today.
So we both sound like frogs.
Indeed. But, the only person that can turn me into a princess is my husband. So, no kisses for me. Save them all for Winona.
You know, the sad part is he's actually blowing kisses. We're like sitting here and he's blowing kisses to his wife. How cute is that? It's sad for me because I ain't got nobody. But
anyway, we are part of the And I Thought Ladies, which is a speaking group and also a group of authors that write books. It goes from 5 to 7 members, depending on the book that we're writing. And we have written And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons. That is available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. And this will soon be available. And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy on Amazon.com within the next week. So probably July 19th. 20th.
Actually, you guys, it is available for pre-order, so get those pre-orders in now.
I'm sorry, it's available for pre-order. Thank you, Nona, for telling me later.
Yeah, I just did that today.
Yeah, Oops. She just did it. Yeah, she just didn't tell me, but that's okay. I still love her deeply, although she shared her cold with me. And excuse me, you guys. We have with us Dr. Letitia Wright. If you have heard our podcast before, she's been on and I love her. She's an inspiration to me. I listen to her all the time on Periscope, but I'll let her introduce herself.
All right. Hey guys, thank you for having me back. I really love hanging with you guys too. It's so interesting how our relationship developed, isn't it? It just is, it's a story in and of itself, but I'll tell it another time. But everybody, when I speak, I always talk about you guys, and everybody's like, well, I want to talk to you, but I don't have cake. So, I'm like, oh, well, you're out of luck then. I'm Dr. Letitia Wright. I'm host of the I'm host of the Right Place television show, and I'm also America's crowdfunding strategist. And so my two areas of expertise are media and crowdfunding. And what I've been working with on the year 2000, my show has been on broadcast TV since the year 2000. I created the Right Place TV show so that I could meet business experts and learn more about business. I was an excellent physician, but I didn't have the business acumen that needed to go with running my own practice. And I didn't have a mentor to help me, so that made it even doubly hard. So over the past 3 years, I've been really blessed to just really network with very, very high net worth people, learn some really great skills, study all over the world, and just be around people who have a very big mindset. And what it has come to in 2016 is come down to a message of your unfair advantage. And your unfair advantage is something that you have inside of you, something that's a part of you, something that's built into you, cannot be copied by other people. And what it is there for is it is literally built into you to ensure your success should you use it. Now, it's a power. It's very strong. And I always tell, when the little kids in my family are acting up, I always say, use your powers for good and not evil. So, you got to use this power for good. But, when you're using it for your good and you're using it to serve other people, which most of you are writing or you're in your business because you care about serving other people, when you do that, then this gift, this power, this strength, this strong part of you really opens the doors for you, makes it smooth so that your grind isn't always a hard grind. There's a time to grind, and then there's a time to flow. And as women, I'm not a dude, so I'm not going to say, dudes shouldn't grind. Dudes can do whatever they want to do. I am a woman. I've always been a woman, and so I'm going to come from the female perspective. I'm such a woman. I'm wearing a dress right now. Okay, I'm a woman. But we need to be, yes, sometimes you need to grind to get that thing going and get your momentum going. But then you need to move into a phase where you flow, because that's where we naturally, as women, that's how our energy is. We can flow into our success. We can flow into the ultimate fulfilling service that we have. So there is a time to grind, but that's not all the time. So if you're still grinding 10 years from now, I want to say you're making it hard on yourself because you've been equipped with something very special that nobody can copy that you can use to glide over the hump. The other thing is that when it comes to taking classes and courses and coaching and all this kind of stuff, many people are doing that and they are not really making any inroads. So there's two problems there. You take someone's course and it doesn't help you get to the next level or get to whatever goal you set for yourself. Most of the time, instead of just going and saying, well, I did that course and it didn't work for me, we really wrench over the money we spent, the time we spent, and oh my God, and this didn't happen, and we kick ourselves like, a stepchild, we just kick ourselves about making that choice when there are really two things going on. Number one, this course that you took doesn't flow with your business plan, doesn't flow with your business model, doesn't flow with your flow. Okay, this person does business completely different than you would ever do business, and that's never going to fit into your business. But because you don't know and you're grasping for a way to grow, you glom onto this particular package and find it doesn't work. The other thing is that people have packages that work because they work for everybody. Somebody's making them work. Okay, very rarely is there anybody out there selling something and nobody can make it work. That person is usually found out as a scam pretty quickly, and we stop talking to them. But we also have to be able to take step by step direction. Some people cannot take direction. If you tell them it's step 1, 2, 3, 4, they're going to go 1, 3, 4, 2. They're just not going to. They're just not.
Or I say 1 and 2.
Okay. Part of it is being creative. Some people are creative. They see what they think is a better way to do it, a faster way to do it. And when you're first learning something, you've got to do it the way you're shown. You can only modify it after you get good at it in your own organization. So you're either not following steps correctly, so you need some sort of accountability, or this is not the thing for you. And Unfair is an opportunity for me to connect with people, for me to give them, number one, accountability. Whatever it is you're trying to do, you order programs, you get your goals, and you may not be coaching with that person. And so now you're just out there by yourself. And you don't have anybody coming to you every single day saying, are you doing these steps? Are you doing any income generation? Okay, we're doing our business, but are you doing income generation steps? And as writers, I love writers, and I'll tell you guys why, because I told you guys the story before, but I'll tell those who are watching, I'll tell you the story why I love writers. I literally would not be here if it wasn't for writers who actually write for a living. My maternal grandfather wrote for Johnson Publications. When Ebony and Jet first came out, he was one of the first writers on there. Johnson had a very big vision because we were not represented in the press, and he wanted to have this big conglomerate that he later created. And so there were several magazines. There was Ebony, there was Jet, there was Sepia, there was Tan, and there's another brown color. Like if you go through the Crayolas, it was like you picked out the names out of there. Sepia and Tan, Tan magazine was for sort of the upper crust rich.
Was that because of the paper brown bag test?
Kind of, but Johnson was on the other side of the brown bag, so he wasn't as conscious, but there was a little bit of that going on. It was the 50s. That's how they thought back then. He was free, but he wasn't that free, okay? Yeah. And then Sepia was supposed to be the glamour Hollywood kind of rag magazine, because sepia is also a color of photograph and photography in Hollywood. And so my grandfather wrote for all four of those. He was West Coast editor of Jet at one time. My mother wrote for the magazines. And back in the day, the white publications, Time and all these other magazines, they were trying to break him down. And so they would lure, because he wasn't paying top dollar, they would lure other writers away and hire Black writers for 2 or 3 months and then dump them And then they would be, they would have a falling out with Johnson, so they couldn't go back and write for him. And that's how they would they were trying to tear him apart. So he made his writers sign agreements that they could not write for anyone else. My grandfather's one of those people that signed an agreement, but there wasn't quite enough money there. And so my grandfather would write novels, and they were racy. For nowadays, we would just read them and be like cracking up, But he would write these novels. I was a very early reader. I could read when I was 3 years old, and I would sit in his study, on the floor, and there's, I know you guys, there's writing material everywhere. So, but those books, I could never, they would go, oh, you can't read these books. And my favorite book got The Urban Doctor. It's like a Harlequin romance kind of cover, and it's the urban black doctor, and he's handsome, and of course everybody loves him. And there's a lady sitting on the table, and she's like about to open her blouse, and it's just like this racy sort of kind of stuff. But he had contacts like that, and that's how he fed his family. And that's how my mom grew up. My mother, I have a picture of my mother sitting on Langston Hughes' lap. I mean, he had Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis. They were friends of theirs. And that's, what they did. So I love, love, love authors. I literally would not exist if that was not a profession that you can make money at. And so I have a very different perspective. I don't poo-poo authors' concerns, and it's hard for me to overlook good marketing versus, hey, not so good marketing and not so good fit. So when it comes to being an author, you want to rewrite. You're so creative. You want to create other things. And it's very important that when it comes to learning something, that you do take the steps first, get it into a routine, and then you can get to the point where you can skip some things. So long story short, that's what Unfair Advantage is. That's what I'm doing with it. And so I just want to answer questions and clarify for people and help people move along the way.
Can I ask a quick question? How do you find your unfair advantage? Because a lot of people, they're out there and they want to do something, but then they don't know exactly what they have that they could bring to the market to make their niche.
Absolutely. So some of the things you need to look at with your unfair advantage is you need to do some introspection. It means you need to take some time. You need to be by yourself. And you need to think about, number one, the things that you're doing in terms of your career, your work, that bring you joy. Not so much your husband, although, hi, hubby, thank you for hanging in there. We love our families. But not the relationship so much. Look at the business part and look at what brings you the joy. Now, as authors, I already know the writing part brings you the big joy. But
actually, this part brings us the joy.
Yes. But you all know as Serial, now you've got a couple of books out, you've got a couple of books in the plan. You know that there's other things you have to do. So what aspects of the business do you really enjoy versus, oh, I just hate that? You have to look at that. You're very blessed because you have a partnership, because you all can balance what you don't like to do. And instead of working on, wow, I'm really weak at this, I need to learn this, what you do is you work on your strengths and strengthen your strengths, and you delegate your weaknesses. I'm not a great accountant. I don't like entering the numbers. I have to delegate that stuff because, number one, it would never get done. It's not rocket science. Yes, I am smart enough to understand the principles, but I'm like so bored I would fall asleep like pressing the numbers to enter in. So that is a weakness. Instead of me spending time, energy, money working on being better at my accounting, I just said, I've got to delegate that to someone who's really good and who can handle it. So that's what you can do to get started. What do you really like to do and what's easy and natural for you? What do you like to do in your business? What's easy and natural for you? If you're in a career and you're not in the business that you want to be doing, then project over to the business that you want to be doing. But you can also still look at your career. What's easy? What comes easy for you? What comes almost natural for you? Yeah, you can learn some more in it, but you love learning it. And it just comes to you and you're really, really good at it. Some of those things incorporate your unfair advantage. Okay? Unfair advantage. I'm going to talk about one of mine, you know, because people don't always want to share all their secret sauce. And but I'm going to share one of mine, and one of mine that's very, very obvious. So one of my unfair advantages is actually my smile. And that sounds really stupid, and that sounds really sort of superficial, or like I'm trying to say I'm so cute, but it's not that. What it is that I know how to smile genuinely. My smiles are real. They're not bearing teeth. You know how you tell a little kid smile and they go. So many people go through your Facebook feed and look at your friends posting smiles and really look at them. Their smiles are not them smiling. Their smiles are them bearing teeth. And that does not give the same response as a genuine, real smile. Because a genuine, real smile comes from the eyes first, not the lips. You know, remember that top model, she was going, smiles, smiles. And they're like, you know, that's what she's talking about. That is what she's talking about. So if you are able to genuinely, warmly smile at people, even on the phone, if I'm talking to somebody, if I smile, that can change the direction of the energy that's happening with that person.
I can get them on my side. That chocolate cake.
Yes. And so it's genuine, it's real smile. It's not baring of teeth. It's not sit up, straighten, tilt your head, now show your teeth. That's not a smile. So my smile is a secret weapon that I will and do use on people all the time. You know, people will say, oh, wow, you look just like your Facebook picture. And I go, yeah, that's good because I did use my face. So I'm glad it looks the same. But, you know, the point is, that's a secret weapon for me. It's not a secret weapon for everybody. It's a secret weapon for me. And I know it might sound like, and you know, that's what you're built with. But here's the thing. Dottie Walters is an author of Speak and Grow Rich. She passed away years ago, but she has always been my hero because this little old lady, you know, she was out there as a speaker in the 40s and 50s when all the men were saying, you better go home, take care of your kids. You know, she had to deal with all of that. And Speak and Grow Rich, she is the woman that really got out there. Like, speaking is a big profession and you can make a lot of money. And she came on my show years and years ago. And she looked at me and she said, you should teach people how to smile. You have a beautiful smile. And, you know, it kind of went over my head and I didn't really get it. And, you know, and her daughter was there with her and she, you know, left after the show. So it wasn't any palling around, hanging out and going out for drinks or anything. She was an older lady. Her husband was in the hospital. He was not doing well. He passed recently after that show. And so, you know, she was doing that kind of stuff. So she didn't hang out and I didn't have a chance to question her. But looking back on that, I think that's what she was referring to. This is something really that you do well, that you're genuine with. And with some of my clients, I have actually sat down and said, okay, this is how your smile is supposed to be. This is how you smile. This is not a smile. Here's my teeth. Because that little baring of teeth, just for a hot second that people see you, they feel panic and they feel fear and they don't feel the welcoming. And that's why you get the used car salesmen. I don't really trust them. They're really good.
Wow. So quickly tell us about you speak all over the place. One of them was in Princeton. And maybe you could tell us how you started in speaking.
I had never had a goal to be speak. It just came as an extension of what it is I do. So I'm on camera, I'm speaking, I'm a great speaker, even though I must say so myself. I'm a great speaker. And so when people want someone who's going to keep the audience alive, awake, into what's going on, you know, they would bring me into the mix. So I've always been a speaker. I mean, literally, I was in Sora Optimus speaker contest when I was a kid. So I've always been a speaker, and it just developed into part of my business model, you know, over the years. And so I never got up and said I want to be a speaker, but for me, it works in my business model. So here's the thing: if I'm not worried about I do get paid really well to speak, by the way, but I'm not worried about a situation of whether or not they're going to pay me to speak, because if it's in front of my tribe, if it's in front of my people that are going to want the products and services that I have, I will speak for free, because I can speak and I can still turn that into a profitable time for me. I can still make money from that. Even if they tell me I can't sell from the stage, I can still work it out so that it makes money. So I'm more concerned about serving and being in front of people who need to hear what I have to say than, okay, well, how much are they paying me? Are they paying me this much from the stage? You know, if they pay me from the stage, it's pretty finite. Sure. But if I can do my thing, the income is infinite.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Wright, it has truly been a pleasure. I have learned so much. Have you learned a lot, Jade?
I have learned a lot, and I just wanted to say that it was great to have, like, what do they call them? Whovians? It's great to have Whovians all together.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the blog talk on August and you'll know.
Yes, let's get together. We can get together on other stuff and do Whovian talk. Okay.
Yes, I would love it. I would love it.
I was just watching Dr. Who Did I Think interview going, no, we have to get together and do just a straight Whovian, and we have to explain what is wrong with the doctors and what is right.
She almost did her 10 is greater than 11 shit. She almost did. I was like, unprofessional. Put it back.
Yeah, I had it out and everything, and I was like, wait. I was going to sit on the phone book so I could show it off. She's like, no.
Unprofessional. But Dr. Wright, where can they find you? Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah. I'm on Twitter and as Dr. Wright and the number 1, DRWRIGHT, the number 1. Twitter, Facebook, Dr. Letitia Wright, Snapchat, Dr. Wright 1, Instagram, Dr. Wright 1. I'm doing a lot of Facebook Live and a lot of Periscope, and so both of those I do talk about Unfair Advantage. And, you know, the book, you can always visit me at wrightplacetv.com/unfair. If you'd like to download, the book is coming. There's a lot of great stuff coming up. And before we hang up from this, I know this is for the show, but I just wanted to remind you I had something private I wanted to share with you about some future stuff. But anyway, that's how you guys will find me, wrightplacetv.com. And I know we're already recording, but
so you know Jade is gonna plug away if you're done.
Exactly. One more time, you guys. You know this is how I have to do. All right. So Winona and I are part of the And I Thought Ladies, is a speaking group and also authors. And we have And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, that is available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. And this is for pre-order. That Winona just told me it's for pre-order. The second book, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. And
also, I'd like to add to this that we have a third book coming up. So we're going to start talking about it now. And I Thought He Was the One, which is 9 real-life stories of women as they either were starting to date, dating, or getting over the heartbreak. So if you want to learn something about romance and don't want to make the same mistakes, I suggest you pick that book up.
Yes, and also you can always reach your ladies. You can email us at ladies@andwethought.com, and you can also look on our website at andwethought.com. It was a pleasure having Dr. Wright, and also for all you viewers and everyone, thank you. Have a great week, month, 2 days, whatever it is. And just remember that wisdom is all around you
if you're open to finding it.
Peace and love from Will and Jade.